Hello, everybody, and this is Season 2, Episode 8 of Zero to Hero, featuring our Marth main from NorCal, Van.
What's up, everyone?
How are you doing?
Doing good. Very tired,
Tired?
but very good. Yeah.
Nice. So what have you attended lately?
Lately, I haven't attended much of anything. I went to a Foundry, I think, last month. And I went to Genesis for the last day. But otherwise, I haven't attended anything.
Okay.
No. Yeah. What's up?
Are you still in Cupertino?
I am closer to Great Mall. And I'm planning to move to downtown San Jose.
Okay, you'll live near Julian, and you're still pretty close to Lord.
Yeah, I'll be farther away from Julian, actually. Right now, I'm like 10 minutes away from his house.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So we have 2 good sets, and we could take a long look. There are some things I think that would be good, and I think it's more mindset related that I just really want to focus on. And I think the Shroom match kind of highlights it. And
I love to go over to Shroom because I felt so intimidated playing him.
And I think the main thing is this: it's when things are easy, right? It's very easy to stick to your game plan, right?
Yeah.
Like if you play a guy that doesn't play fast, like you play the pace you want, and you don't really feel pressured. And I think when you play a guy like Shrooms who just likes to go in, and you feel intimidated the whole time, it's very easy to lose composure.
Yeah.
So I'll point at some things that I've noticed, and I think I'll pinpoint some moments where I think we could, and some pointers on let's reset and kind of bring back our peace of mind, because I think what happens in a melee match is we lose ourselves in the moment.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's good, like it's a good lose yourself, like you're in the tempo, you're in the right rhythm. And sometimes there's like a lose yourself moment where you fall into like the bad habits you want to consciously avoid.
Sounds good.
So
you mind full screening it?
Not at all. Let me change
cool.
the overlay in that case slightly so that it comes out nicer for the audience. Alright. Okay, there we go. So, I guess from the get-go, you're like all over the place. I'm just gonna call this nerves because two kind of ambitious grabs and a random up air onto the platform.
And that was a JC grab.
Yeah. So not bad. I mean, your punish game is like not bad against spaceys. I don't think that's ever been an issue. So we've watched so we're just gonna do like the first 20 seconds. We'll just watch through it. Alright, let's see. So usually in the first 15 to 20 seconds of a match, especially when it gets to a better player, I like to kind of mentally focus on what are some of the key components of what they want to do in their game plan, because you should already notice some semblances. So what are some things you notice about Shroom at this current point?
Running there a lot.
Running there? Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else?
I just kept getting hit by it, and I was like, I don't know how to deal with this. The way he recovers, he doesn't really do anything tricky. He just relies on his good DI. That's what I noticed.
All right. And anything else?
His overall game plan was just to beat my dash dancing and rely on the fact that I couldn't figure out how he beat my dash dancing.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
The one last habit I wanted to point out is that he also likes to, when he's grounded next to you, is that he loves to spot dodge.
Okay. Yeah.
So those are some good trends. So I guess we can break down the first issue, right? Before we keep going, have you thought about breaking down how you beat that Nair?
Yeah, I actually think about that a lot. First off, right when he starts off the run, I can just stand and grab him, because he'll usually go for the overshooting,
Yeah.
because he knows the dash. You can just grab him right there, out in the air, maybe before. And if you get hit, then I'll just match the guy down. You can get a crouch cancel grab from that.
Yeah.
And if you screw up, and I do like another dash back, then the only way I can think of to beat that situation is to do a retreating forward air or something, or a pivot forward air.
Okay. Yeah, so pivot aerials are like generally really good, and so that's the counterplay you want to do. And I think one of the best things you could do to kind of play off of that, let's see, is make a mental note of when the fox falls from the ground, or releases or jumps from the ground, and like recognize the horizontal distance. Can you see that color? Or is that too like hard?
Yeah, that's fine.
The reason being is that like you can see trajectories of like where they can likely hit you, because if they go here when they start their jump, right, and you're here and you wave dash back, right, they're going to be able to catch you. So being able to identify like because if he jumps from here, right, like you can do a dash away and you can get away with it, but if he starts his jump like this close to you, then he can catch you. So that's like one thing that can like help you, is like pay attention to like how close he is when he starts the jump. Because,
what do I end up doing here? So,
I think he like messes up. He jumps.
okay, I think I went for the dash and scrap after he did that full hop, which would have worked, but
Unfortunate there. All right, so
you notice that I'm trying to implement shield grabs or shield drops, right?
yeah. All right, so yeah, I saw that earlier when you were like stuck on the platform. That was pretty funny. He's trying to shield drop.
It'll come one day.
So in this 20-second block that we just like watched, what were like some new things that like you noticed? Because I feel like there's like certain things that he was really exploiting you on.
Let me think. At least in the past 20 seconds, I went for a lot of yellow grabs. Just like wait for him to come in, grab him, then work out. I would keep coming back with a double jump aerial when I was trying to recover. I could have just gone to the edge and waited.
Yeah.
But he was calling me on that, and he called me on the tournament winner.
So it seems like you were like a little antsy here, right?
Yeah.
You, after that happened, you have to give. I think this comes from just a lack of. I'm not sure if it's an awareness or like a lack of. You have to respect your opponents, like especially like of Shroom's level, and like he's not gonna fall for stuff like this. Like it's not even like a matter of like a game plan thing. Like he's just not. He's just gonna outspace it. So there's one, and you get caught there with a bad aerial approach. Two.
And I think one more right here.
Yeah.
And tournament winner, which screws me over. And shield drop. Or anti-shield drop.
Yeah, so overall, like, I think this like whole stock, like first I mean, it's not like too bad, but this is just like from playing like just like a really good player. Like a lot of this actually just started from this one moment where you kind of yellow grab, but like I don't really blame you for it. This one, and getting caught, and then not having position anymore. So you get stuck there.
Shroom is a lot harder than every other top player I played. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Something about it.
It's because he's very comfortable with skirmishing, and I feel like for you against Shroom in particular, I think it's a bit of a style counter because he's setting the pace and the tempo where it seems like you're a lot more comfortable, like because you play kind of like Ken style, where I feel that you need to be setting the tempo, and if you're forced to play defensive and you're always like caught like running away, like that's not your game. and like
Yeah.
you need to be playing people that like dash dance, and then you control the tempo. But it seems like you never really got that time opportunity.
The plan is to keep coming back to this house.
Yeah. So that's how I feel. I mean, this whole stock, like, I mean, he's like really good at closing the gap and like outspacing like anything that's like remotely predictable. And so, like, you have to be really, really careful of what defensive options you choose. So like even like the aerials, like a lot of like bad players will run into it, and so but like as the player gets better, like they're just gonna wait and just stay outside your range and then hit you right after you commit to it. So I guess like what we could do in those spots is like like you can't be jumping forward as Marth like against these level of players unless you have a specific game plan. So remember like the PPMD rule.
Yeah.
So like a player like Zach or Shroom or like Zoo, they're gonna punish you really hard. Like every time you approach forward with Nair, where like they can run around.
And she said, I will not be I will never be a part of it again.
Ooh, that sucks.
Yeah.
So I like this. I think your punishes are always been like really solid.
So was theirs.
So you literally just like got ran over like those past two stocks.
Yeah.
So I think one of the big things, and I think this is where we can take notes, is one of the big observations I made, and granted this is Shroom, is that let me see. You're trying to approach him when he has a full arsenal of
Fox stuff.
yeah, and that's usually not a winning proposition just because of how quick and evasive Fox is. So like even like competing here, that's a little weird. I actually hate when that shine works, but you have to break it down to you have to get them to shield or you have to get them in a bad spot, and then you try to hit them. Right now it feels like because Shroom's playing so fast, I feel like you're panicking and you're trying to swing at it, and Shroom is gonna just outspace you and wreck you. Like if you just try to hit directly from neutral without like trying to open him up. So let's see. So that's just unfortunate.
Yeah.
Like this. Missed the punish. So I don't really blame him. So once again, like, always a helpful hand, and I think like a lot of the it's just paying. So I think one thing, if you want to like be a little bit preemptive, is knowing the safe distances to jump is really important.
Right.
The explosion was meant to kill Mohammed Chapa, a former finance minister who was acting critical of Hezbollah and Syria, despite the tolerance.
And I think, so one thing that's like important to realize also here, I might be overwhelming, is that when you play a guy this aggressive, and they jump, right, and you're not ready to fight them, shielding is okay.
Okay.
Like, you don't have to be attacking like every time. Like, it seems like you're just trying to attack, and sometimes in those moments it's okay to shield, wait for them to like miss space, and then just wave dash out, reset. Because you competed like 3 times, and where you're in shield and or like where you're like stopped in movement and you have lag, and it's, like you're not gonna get an attack off against him. I didn't know Shroom Fox is as fast though.
I think he's been working on it. His secondaries are pretty good, just because he's good. And then the Fox is pretty fast.
Alright, so one really bad habit that I actually noticed, and you can kind of fix, is that you always have you have like a 1 second shot clock on your shield. So like you hold shield for 1 second and then you impulsively jump out.
Okay.
And so this is like one thing that I've noticed. So like I
So
think
extend,
a lot of
be more
times is that
defensive.
you stay in place, and if you stay in place for more than 1 second, you try to jump or you try to attack, and so Shroomed is abusing that timing window on you. Ooh, that's yeah. He's good.
Yeah, I just got ran over.
Was this at their place?
Yes.
Okay. So one good thing about it is like, so I think Shroom kind of has a different like mindset game too, because you're starting to stuff him, but like the basic stuff will usually always work. Like basic solutions to very simple approaches. So I mean, I really love this, and I wish that I saw this more earlier, where you kind of go in and just like where they jump, where they try to come in and just wave dash back.
That's my cognitive game plan for this matchup. That's it. Just sometimes it just doesn't come out.
Yeah. So in game one, like there were so many spots where that would have worked because of just where Shroom was jumping. Like sometimes he was just jumping like at full range. Like if you just stay still, he'll hit you. But like a wave dash back, like grab or wave dash back or shooting fair would have stuffed it. So once again, that impulsive 1 second thing. And so why that's important is because of this. Let's see. I'm gonna go back a few seconds. Is because Shroom knows the tempo at which you want to hit. So it seems like the run in, like force shield, dash dance once timing window is going to be very abusive on you.
Can I just like wait there and still grab him as he jumps over or something?
Well, you have to pay attention to tempo. Like, I guess the better way we could think about it is, you know, Falco, how they have a certain tempo to their shine pressure, right? And if
that's how you can get the shield grab.
But like, if you jump or try to do an action at certain timing windows against Falco, like certain timing windows won't work against certain pressures, right? But so like, if a Falco goes like nair, shine nair, right, and you try to jump after the shine, like you're gonna get hit. But if they do like nair, double shine, pause, nair, like you can get out between the double shine, right? And so there's distinct timing windows where I guess people are conditioned to naturally, right? Like it seems like your natural inclination is to jump after 1 second. So what could help is like if your opponent's aware of this, is just to like just wait another half a second to a second, and if they have a natural inclination to attack at a certain timing window, and you modify your defense by like half a second, like you catch them into a bad spot.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know if that made any sense.
I get I understand how tempo plays. I played SS before.
Yeah. So
and if I do the same tempo all the time, then I'm definitely gonna get stuffed.
So I don't really like this grab at all, and because it's just so yellow. But why I don't? But then you got the fox into a corner, but by doing this grab, you're in lag, so you lose presence.
So I'm just gonna wait half a second. Maybe he'll do something like that.
So let's see. I rewound it. So that like grab was
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just yellow.
Yeah. But that's essentially what gives you your last like 50%.
Yeah.
Was that yellow. And then that yellow too. You have to give Dewan a little bit more respect than that. He's not gonna just jump in and get hit by that. So 2 yellow moves get you punished. It's a good player thing. Good combos. I like your combos though. They've always been good. Oh,
I missed that. That's a terrible miss. Oh, that's a good sweet spot.
good stuff. Now they're yellow. These yellow grabs, man, they're getting you in so much trouble. They get Mewtwo King in trouble too.
Yeah.
I don't know why that grab doesn't work sometimes. I guess
It's Fox.
yeah.
sometimes you think you do it perfectly, it's still gonna like work.
Yeah, right, let's see. That was really good.
I didn't expect him to be that good at Fox Dash.
Yeah. So one thing that I really want you to do, because this is like I want to just like really emphasize that like you're not gonna get free hits and free grabs. Like it's very rare. So even here, like when you get him in the corner, like I want you to take as much space without like actually committing to something, because as soon as you whiff, like that's you have a target on your head the moment you whiff in this situation. Whereas like if you just walked up and then like if like the fox is antsy, then you can just like retreat, wall out. Like so in this spot, like if fox like runs in, then you could begin to like kind of retreat and fair and kind of like rack up chip damage. That's like really safe, like on reaction. But like things like this like leave you so vulnerable. And a lot of times where you have like a little bit of momentum, let's see, like there, I really like that concept that you waited for him and like in a bad spot, but it's just unfortunate that that didn't convert too much.
Yeah, German winner.
Yeah. Oh, that's unfortunate. I knew that you were going for the F tilt. I like the F tilt there, actually. No,
To the. Got lucky there.
yeah. Nice.
I don't even know what I did there.
F tilt on the platform.
Yeah.
Huh.
So,
Yeah.
that was messy.
So a lot of your game plan, like, so like there's like different archetypes, and Shroom just like playing as fast as he can, and maybe it's because it's friendly. Is that more so than trying to hit them? Is like more like you want to think about like your hits and your hitboxes to slow them down in a way that you're still safe, but like you're cutting off their movement. And I don't really just see too much of that at all. Like I just see a lot of you just trying to like hope that like you hit, but like very risky situations like the F smash. I like these little straight hits that are safe where like you're cutting off his movement, but let's see. Oh,
That's some shit.
nice. Alrighty. So I like that you're like beginning to play patient here, and this is like what's like cutting up. You're like earning you a lot of hits, especially against an aggressive player like Shrimp. And so I don't really like the initial grabs though, or the YOLO grabs, especially when you haven't cut off any options from him. That like the YOLO grab would have a decent rate of success. It just
I
seems.
feel like I'm getting the most knowledge out of just like retreating fairs, waiting half a bit, and hitting him when in the air.
Yeah, it's good because like, he's approaching with thin air, and that's like one of the easiest solutions to an approach like that. But
That was rough.
like everything can be traced to you YOLOing and then getting punished for it.
Yeah, that was YOLO forward smash when I was there.
This whole stock was like pure like once you got here, like you had some good moments, and then you had contextless YOLOs that like ultimately like killed the stock for you. So so this grab, that's like very specific to a certain spacing, and you get caught when, I guess there's an opportunity cost that I want to emphasize here. Is that if he commits to an aerial like that,
that's fine. That's good. But I don't get the context of what the grabs are. I guess I don't see them anymore. Let's see. Did I skip past it?
Yeah, that one. And
Let's see. So, let's see. No, there's no reason for those grabs, especially when they full hop like that. Like, you had a lot. Like, I want to emphasize that, like, yeah, you didn't like really get punished for it per se, but like, these are full hops from Fox that, like, if he full hops there, like you should easily be cornering his landing and like forcing him to shield and like causing him not to do much. Rather, like, that's like so much more you could have gone than like, oh, I hope like I get this grab.
okay.
Like the wall out because he's being aggressive.
I don't know why I did that here. That wasn't supposed to be another nerf.
Let's see.
And that's it.
Let's see the context of what you could have done. So, I think you respected the space a little bit too much here.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, because he had no momentum here. The farthest he could go is like here at most. So like you greatly gave him like this much stage.
So I could theoretically just caught him in the air.
Yeah, like because you got to remember, like we've mentioned this before, right? Standing Fox doesn't really have much options, especially in the corner. Like, you can hold your ground here, and if he does a short hop into you, you can react.
Okay.
But instead, now look at like how much space you have now, and like how caught in the corner. Yellow forward smash, and you're done. So, I mean, well, I think a lot of it is I think just like respecting him a bit more.
Treat him like a good player.
Like retreating near, like I think retreating fairs and airs, like especially if he's willing to go that committed on certain spots, is like a lot better.
Okay.
And once again, like I think most of your yellow attacks did get punished pretty heavily, whether it was you getting hit or you lost an opportunity to cut him off. Like, I didn't really see it be too successful.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like it sucks to kind of like have to play like mechanically, but when you play a certain level of player, like they will have reaction plans to anything that's like remotely YOLO, and they will punish you really hard.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
When I didn't YOLO, it seemed to work out well for me.
Yeah.
I just gotta play like that.
It's just a matter of discipline. That's like all this game is at really high level. Like, you sprinkle in the YOLO should be like the exception, and that's like when you have perfect absolute context that you are absolutely sure they're gonna do something. It's not like
Okay.
I hope it works, and that's where like the reads come in. But until you establish to me like, until you can convince me like why that like F smash will 95% likely hit, like it probably isn't like a good F smash. So pretend like I'm a little like devil or an angel on your shoulder, and you're trying to convince me that that forward smash will work.
Okay. Makes sense.
Isn't this your matchup?
Yeah. he's a lot different type of Falcon than I'm used to playing, but I mainly went it pretty even with him.
So Nick is probably going to make a lot more mistakes in MW. This is a NorCal ranked player. Seems to be pretty good at like trying to practice.
He's pretty good at the punish game on this matchup.
Yeah.
Well, it's not that hard. I mean,
Yeah.
it's Falcon hard, but he's pretty good at it.
So this forward smash I don't like, and the reason why is that you are stuck after this in a 50-50 that can very likely not go your favor.
Mm-hmm.
And the 50-50 is whether he like runs up and stomps or just like grabs you.
I think he like, I don't know if he did knee.
He grabbed you.
He grabs.
But like that position could have been, if that was a stomp, like that 50-50 was a stomp, like you could have taken like another like 60 or like 40-50, or maybe even died if like your DI isn't good. So forward smash got eliminated. There was no purpose to that, especially at 0. So good grab there. And so Nick is probably going to make a little bit more mistakes than Shroomed in the last match.
Mhm.
So Wave Dash Back is actually just so good. Like, I actually like really question why. And this is like discipline, right? Like, there's no reason for Nick to do that. Like,
Mhm.
you look, that was like a really, really horrible approach. And that's like, go ahead.
I did some theory crafting. I'm starting to think that I should stop dashing back against Falcon, just do wave dash back, if I'm trying to get into that type of grab.
Yeah, I mean, once again,
It's-
it's like I mentioned before, it's like paying attention to like when their feet leave the ground, because like when their feet
Yeah.
leave the ground, their net movement is telegraphed at that point. They cannot
Yeah.
dash dance and they cannot change. Anyway,
Yeah.
you were saying, sorry.
Should I just stop doing the dash back versus Falcon, because just any type of miss space is a lot easier to do than versus like a long wave dash back or something.
I mean, it depends on their willingness to overshoot, right? Because if they're like undershooting or like they're attacking at certain distances, then like there might be certain contexts where the dash dance is good.
They always overshoot.
But if
I don't know why.
if they have a likelihood of overshooting very much, then I think just reactionary wave dash back might be better. Because
if they don't overshoot, then I can just crouch cancel them.
yeah,
That's
it's like a cactuar maneuver. I think it's like really important, and from watching what was it, Nun versus PPU, like I felt PPU got caught a lot on the dashaways, and I'm starting to think that dashaway is not a very good tactic because it takes so long to like pivot, turn around, and have a hitbox ready.
That makes me. That's probably one of the reasons why I think PP is slightly weaker against a player like STJ, using Marth at least.
Yeah, and PPU didn't look really good against or against Falcon either.
Yeah. He has his moments, but I think it's more.
I mean, he has like
It's-
decent punishes, but like his neutral, he looks kind of lost.
Yeah. And so who's the best Cactuar?
Cactuar and Dart, I would say, are the best. Like Dart, he like makes Falcon very uncomfortable because he's always in their face, like, and he throws out really good hitboxes. So I know that Dart lost a run back to Wizrobe at Smash and Splash, I believe, but like that winner set looked really good, and I think that's actually like a really good thing. And I think in general, like what you mentioned, it's like I think it's important to play close to. I know a lot of people don't really like it because like Falcon doesn't have a projectile, but I think from my experiences as Sheik, playing Falcon up close is actually a lot better than playing Falcon at full range because like they're eventually going to dash dance and corner you, and then you're going to have a really, really hard decision to make.
I like him close because crouch cancel just destroys everything you can do.
Yeah.
Besides like a stomp, but by then you can just shield it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So overall, like I just don't like the full screen thing. And then if there's ever a decision where like it's like, oh, can I be a little bit closer to Falcon, or can I be like a little bit further away? Like I tend to like take the option where I'm like a little bit closer. Just anything that gets rid of the potential of a dash dance. Like for example, you're crotch canceling their attack. Like they don't have much of a dash dance afterwards if you space it well.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Let's see.
So like this punish. I mean, this is your specialty. Ooh, just
There should have been a weak hit for there, but oh well.
So you get stomped
Ooh.
here.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure you know that, right? Like, this
Yeah.
is like a Falcon thing that they like to do. And this is like one thing I have to be really careful of, right? Because a lot of Marths, like in this kind of context, will down tilt multiple times, and the stomp is a perfect counter. So, was it Lord that does this? There's another Marth that does this a lot. Is down tilt, wait, bait the jump, and then punish.
He likes down tilt and just forward smash right out of it. It's so fast. And he does some weird thing with down smash. I don't know how to explain it.
All right, so I think you.
Yeah, I did two there, right?
You can do down tilt once, and then I think you could kind of like not hit confirm, but like hit react, and this is like a mix-up where you can figure out what the Falcon likes, and you can punish this like situation really harsh, because this is something that will probably come up a lot, where you poke their shield and they have to like get a response. Like they will either roll or jump out of shield stomp, like if you're really greedy. So like pay attention to this spot a lot, especially from Falcon, and see like after you do the first down tilt, like don't actively commit to anything else and just wait and see what they do. And then this will be your foundation, because like if they in the first couple of times, like it's like an impulsive response from Falcon because Falcon's shield sucks, Like they will do something like 9 times out of 10.
Okay.
So
Let's see what he does here.
so in this context, you know, he does immediately stomp, punishes your second
Okay.
down tilt, and
And death.
I like that you got him on the platform there.
That's something called a splash. Though I think I should stop going for the. I don't know that. That's pretty yellow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the tech rolls out, really good defense there.
Falcons always like to cover the tech roll aim.
Yeah.
I mean, not always, but they love it.
So, a lot of this stock, to be honest, I don't know what Nick is really thinking here because he's like making a lot of movement mistakes, and I feel like you're just playing with slightly less mistakes.
Mhm.
Like if I were to really evaluate and just point out what Nick is doing, it's just like he's making a lot of mistakes here. Let's see. That was a very questionable approach, given that you had full ulting. That was very questionable too.
Oh man.
And you can't have those. That's a turnover for you.
That was yeah.
Yeah.
I kept getting hit by his new shield folks because I keep forgetting that Marsh sucks at shielding.
Yeah. Good combo. So, I don't know. You guys aren't both playing spectacular, in my opinion. A lot of little mistakes. No.
Oops. He was very good at smashing the jabs, which admittedly that's not that hard against Marth, but I wasn't respecting that.
I see.
Kind of curious about what do you think I should do when they don't tech?
Depends on percent. I mean, can you do like jab immediately fair?
Possibly. If they smash you out away, then that's not gonna hit because I don't have momentum.
Can you up tilt?
Up till yeah, I think so. Only if they're really close.
Okay. It might be a little difficult on the timing because up tilt
Yeah.
is harder input.
I could also do the most patient possible thing. Wait and react with the shield or a dash or whatever.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to think about it. I don't know an answer off the top of my head. I mean, it ultimately depends on percentage rate, but if I feel that what you could do, if he's doing it every time, throw in a forward smash tipper.
Okay. And this is assuming I'm close enough.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, I like to do a more tippered jab just so I don't get screwed over later.
Yeah, I'm trying to think, like, if they are heavily doing that, like, I think what Kevin's been doing is, like, spacing in a way that you get a forward smash tipper on one option, and if they roll in, they get the forward smash anyway.
Okay. So either way, you'll still get some type of force smash.
And if you get them off stage, I think that's a pretty good maneuver. I'm trying to think if there's anything more guaranteed. I'm pretty sure there's an answer that I don't know off the top of my head, but
I could down tilt and reset everything.
down tilt if they get less stage than you. So if, like, the down tilt pushes them in a corner, I think that's good.
Or off the stage.
Or off the stage is even better. But like if the down tilt enables them to get up and get more stage than you, then that's probably not good.
I thought of doing upbeat, but I would probably like do that once a set instead of every single time. Ooh.
So do you see, like, it's like every time you get you miss a forward smash, like, it's so nerve wracking because you're in this position where, like, you can get opened up.
Yeah, he's not really punishing it fast enough when I miss. That's probably why I kept doing it, but it's still a bad habit.
Oh.
Dropped it low.
I like that you're. Oh no, you went too far away. So I think you did pretty well in this position until you just let him land.
Yeah, his fake jump scared me.
Yeah, I think what we can do is a counterplay actually. So in this spot, let's see. When is it?
I think it was before this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, right.
Okay, he kills you here. Unfortunate. Is that you can have a better? We can have a slight plan here. So as soon as you see the second jump, his effective range is just whatever's in front of him, and as soon as every little bit you see him fade back, you can chase him.
Mm-hmm.
So that's an added plan that we could do as the decision tree unfolds. Is that as soon as you see him pull back and use the second jump, you want to like suffocate him.
So same plan versus with Falco or something.
Yeah, just because like the only thing he can really hit you with, like I don't think Stomp really comes out fast enough. It's like an up air, but like you're at 0.
Yeah. Get him backstage.
YOLO Stomp. So I like that you're not really getting hit by those anymore. So I really like this because it's very clear that Nick's game plan is that he really wants to stomp every time after this, and that's like the habit that seems to be money for you. And most people have like, oh no, the forward smash. You haven't hit one yet. But it seems like the money read is that after you down tilt or force a shield, like he loves to jump out and like stomp.
That was forward smash. That was a tipper actually. I do something stupid.
So I don't know. You guys didn't really both. I would give you guys both like C's for that. You guys both like made a lot of mistakes.
Maybe the next match will be better.
All right. So I like that you're playing him in, and I think that's the right way to play this match. Ooh, that sucks. I don't know why you like the forward smash there though. That's like
I put that of it.
It only hits one specific tech, and like the thing that like I don't like about it, especially in this context, is that I don't think it ever will hit, and I'll explain why. All right, so the reason why it won't ever work is that from his perspective, because like you're covering this with up tilt and this too, directly right into like an up tilt chain, like because he was here in the beginning, is that there's no reason for him to tech in place or to tech roll right.
Okay.
Like because like you can up tilt on reaction on these two spots. Like,
so the same reason why I'm not gonna check in on the platform when he's trying to cover that.
Yeah, like you have a direct cover here on both of them. So I think from Nick's perspective, like he's gonna be like, okay, like he can up tilt these two spots, but because you have not committed to a jump yet, or if you commit to a jump because you have to chase him, like that's the hardest option to cover. So like that's why I don't think this forward smash is ever gonna hit. I think he's tech rolling left like 90% of the time.
If I commit to the jump, then the fair is pretty easy to hit.
The fair is easy to hit, and I think you could drift back just in case he tech rolls in too,
Yeah.
and use an up air.
So yeah, committing to the jump's not that bad. I don't think, unless they're good at sliding off, which then I might get screwed over by that. But.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's why I didn't really like that forward smash.
Yeah.
So once again, it's a really noticeable habit that I'm picking up from Nick, is that every time you're in this confrontation and he's in shield, he loves to jump attack every time. I haven't really seen too many rolls.
Okay.
Except for that. So yeah, this is just like that was a lot better. So that's pretty good. Get him off stage. Really nice. So it seems like the game has evolved in a sense of that he now knows that you're going for the grab and you're starting to roll. So when you, so that's an adjustment that you need to make immediately. It's like that if his back is being turned against you with a shield and you wait, he's rolling almost every time right now.
Okay.
Forward smash on shield.
Yeah, that's what generally happens for Sleepwalk.
Yeah, and like your reward is nearly nothing in this spot because you do what, like 15, 18, I don't know the percentages. He crotch cancels and it barely does anything.
It's not like 13. I need to check that. Oh, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, but point being is that you lost that entire stock due to a forward smash, and I don't think it's hit once, or like it hit like probably once out of like 6 or 7 times, and you lost position and you're in a bad spot the other time. Oh, that sucks. So, like it, you opened him up by like outspacing him here, and this is the general game plan: force the shield, mix him up, and then punish.
Let's start implementing the fair more. Keep going for that up air, and it's not far enough.
Fair is good as long as they can't weave underneath it. If you're too predictable, they just run up shield. But you're spacing it pretty well right now, but like things like that are kind of what make it scary, especially if you are traveling forward with the fair.
Did not think he was going to do that. Oh, well. That's a very lordy thing. I think you got
That's what we call a whiff punish.
Yeah.
Alright, the classic Ken bait, do forward smash, they run in UFD. Alright, the classic roll. Nick's getting a little desperate here. So like the crotch cancel, don't like the forward smash. That was a super yellow grab. You almost died there if he would have conned you. So just very fortunate that like he missed spaces here, but like let's see.
Yep.
I'm trying to see. That could have killed you. I don't know what that was, but you had him cornered after a whiff grab where you could have like opened him up, and instead like you're in the corner for some reason. Very fortunate that you get that grab though in reverse stage position. I really like that. I really like that you waited there. That was really good. Get the roll this time. Nice. So I mean, like Falcon, like in shield is like the worst thing ever, and that's the situation that you want to just force on him. Is just like force him to shield. Like they can't do much, and it's like a matter of making the correct call out of shield.
Didn't realize that was the last talk, but thankfully by then it wasn't too late.
Yeah. So those are like my general thoughts, and I think what we can do in these situations, and I think especially this is like applicable to the shroom match, is that when you're after you like lose a stock like this, spend like the 4 to 5 seconds in the spawn to like think like what am I getting punished with here, and like just like remember like your basic game plan that you need to stick by, because I feel like there's a lot of moments where you come in and you're like I just gotta swing at him, I just gotta like chase him, and then the lead widens for him because you're YOLOing and he's just capitalizing on every hit.
Okay.
So I think in this Cloud situation where you're waiting, you're just like, like I got killed, like let me just recap what was I getting punished on, like, and what are some of the habits that he's forming. And if you could like very like talk it out loud in your head, like I think that will help you in between stocks, especially to not lose like too much momentum like in these situations. Because I kind of feel like in this match, like you lose like the stock in the second stock, like you just kind of go YOLO and like lose any sense of game plan.
Yeah, I noticed that when I took the first stock, I keep doing the same thing later, and then it works out. Or not against like super good players who adapt, but that seems to be a trend in what I've seen during my tournament sets. I'm a first talk player, kind of like I don't know, like Mewtwo, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, and a lot of it just comes down to respect, right? Like, it's just you got to think like they're not gonna just run in and get hit for free. Like they're top players for a reason, and it's the unusual case that they run in and get hit. It's usually because you have a very specific condition on them, which is usually not the case in these matches.
All right.
So those are just like my general thoughts. I mean, what are some like general thoughts that you have in general?
Now that I probably have not much of a life, I like to get more into just like analyzing my gameplay using stats and stuff. Have you worked on anything like that? Got any templates I can follow, Nick?
I mean,
I do work in analytics, so I have a pretty good idea of stats.
I think just in general, the one drill we did where you see like how did you get opened up is probably one of the best things you can do.
Okay.
Because even in a recent set like this, you could easily identify probably the top 3 things, but I think it puts in perspective of like how much you are losing on doing certain maneuvers.
Okay.
I think that's probably the best way to go about it. And then I think the other way, like you should pay attention to is like how much time do you have like the larger stage presence, like against good players. And then compare that to like how like other top marts like have presence over their opponents. Like you look at how like PP and like PPU play, like even against like Falco that like usually runs them over, like how much like presence they have that like the Falco players like or whoever they're playing against is scared.
Like Mewtwo.
Yeah. Like here, like it looked like you had no leverage over Shroomed, where like he could just do whatever he wanted, and you need to be able to use your movement and your move set to like make him scared, or at least threaten him to make him feel scared without actually hitting him.
How about like a Mewtwo? How would you look at his game?
I mean, Mewtwo King is scary because he knows how to find like good spots, and that's just based on his matchup knowledge. And then he kind of 50-50s. But like against like Fox and Falco, I think that there's a lot of inherent threat from him, where because he combos so well, like that's a threat in itself, and that's why a lot of people play scared against him.
Okay.
And so, but I think Mewtwo King's neutral is like a very unusual case, and to be honest, like it's something that I wouldn't really try to mimic.
Okay.
Because he makes it work because he punishes so hard. But I don't. It's a lot of guesses. And
he's the only one who can punish that hard.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll think about that. Should I stop watching Ken videos?
Ken has very specific reads, and he has certain context to why he does it, and
he's very hard to emulate. I've learned this throughout my 7-year Smash career.
Yeah. And so it's not a really good example to follow because he just has so much natural game sense and intuition that he understands what his opponent's going to do. So like he may not be able to explain like why he does certain moves, but like he has like an instinct feel like, oh, he's going to jump here, or like he's going to go out of shield here, or he's going to like run away here. And it's because he's been playing for such a long time that's like second nature to him. It's really hard to like break down his game from an analyst.
Stay with PP, do some PPU.
Yeah.
PPU, that's talking.
And even the Moon, like the Moon, there's a lot to learn from the Moon because like he plays at a certain pace, but like everything he does is pretty deliberate, and so it's like very easy to follow like how he's getting his openings.
Yeah, I watched a little bit of him recently. Walking around actually helps a lot to calm down my crazy illness, like how he walks,
Yeah. I think that's...
I'm not sure how to explain it.
Well, it's because you're threatening. Like, walking is actually a very threatening maneuver.
Okay. You got any other really overarching themes?
I just think just ask yourself why a lot.
Okay.
And if you can't think of an answer that like you step back, it's like not a feel thing, but like just logistically makes sense. Like like it may be the right thing. I'm not saying it's wrong every time, but like I think if you really want to get good at this game, like you have to have deliberation and you have to kind of have a reason to why you do the things you do. And if you don't have a reasonable reason that is justifiable, then you have to probably fill in the holes there and see, well, what else could I have done differently?
Play with less emotion, I guess. I mean, not less emotion, but not only.
Not only emotion, but there should also be context, right? Because, you know, like, I'm a very emotional player, but, like, if I had my fundamentals from O2, like, I could feel my way through, but because my fundamentals are so bad, like, my emotional-based decisions will all lead to net losses. And I think the goal here is we want to develop your risk-reward to a place where, like, you understand the consequences and that you can make smarter decisions and yet still have a feel to it.
Okay.
It's like in poker, like if you all in on a feel, like on a read, like you want to set up the read so that you're maximizing the kill and not just getting like 5% of their stack. You want to set up the context so that you are rewarded for your good reads and your game sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pretty specific question to you. How do you stay sharp when you have a job like what you have?
I think at minimum, like, tech skill, like, you shouldn't neglect for more than 2 days straight. Just,
Okay.
like, basic movement and moving around. Because, like, even here, you missed a lot of basic movement.
Okay.
Like, there are a lot of things where you even mentioned, like, oh, that should have been this. And so, like, I don't think you should ever neglect tech skill for longer than 2 days straight. And I think you still need to make an effort to play, like, once or twice a week at least. Like, if
Okay.
you just want to maintain. Or else it just becomes sloppy.
I wish I had more access.
Yeah.
But if I got a job in SF, maybe. But that's not happening.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. No Lord?
He's pretty busy right now. I think he's going on a huge job search since he just graduated.
Oh, okay.
I think he'll be able to find something. He was a CS major.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Smart kid.
And Julian is also my second training partner, and he wants to play once every 3 months or so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Isn't there those Santa Clara tournaments on Sundays?
Yeah. I can't make those anymore. I stay at work too late.
And 4 Stock Fridays is too late.
Yeah. But this it's pretty close. I could try to make it, though. We have like a mandatory happy hour at work,
Oh, okay.
and since I'm starting, I gotta go.
Got it. Well, that's
Yeah.
fair. You got to do what you got to do, which is unfortunate. Strangely,
Go
go ahead.
What's up? Go for it.
So coincidentally enough, Atria got really busy by the end of our season, so he can really maintain or keep up, which is sad. Like,
Yeah, I was hoping to play him at the end, just like for an exhibition match or something.
it'd be really cool.
Yeah. We could do like a combo video of us like screwing up our tech skill.
Oh my gosh. But like, there's like no magic formula, so like, I mean, scrutinize like everything you do, and like it's like studying for a test, right? Like, the less you have to kind of guess, and the more like let's say on multiple choice questions, like you know the answer, your scores are going to be better, and like your decisions are going to be easier when you can define the variables. And so, I mean, all it is just pretty much putting in work, putting in time, and just like implementing and pivoting and adjusting until like you get really good. Like that's pretty much Melee and improvement. And I think that's like the path that everybody takes, whether they explicitly say it or like they are hardcore studiers or they're like a Mango. Like Mango subconsciously is learning, and like he's being proactive in the way he learns. It's not just like, oh, he just plays the game. Like he experiments. He goes like, okay, that didn't work. Why didn't it work? He doesn't articulate it very well, but he's doing that, and that's why he's improving, even though he's not like a textbook study player.
So, like all things in life, you gotta put in the work.
Yeah, there's no shortcuts.
Yeah, sounds about right. Yeah. Since we started, I do feel like I'm a more cognitive player, even though I still do 50 to 60% YOLO things.
Yeah. So like, and it feels like your positioning for punishment has gone a lot better.
Yeah.
But ultimately, go ahead.
Yeah, I think the number one biggest weakness I had was after screen would punish, I would just get killed.
Yeah. So yeah, those are just like my general thoughts. I mean, it's cliche, but like that's exactly what's needed to improve.
Okay, sounds good.
Alrighty.
I don't know if I'll ever get there, but it's nice to think about it. And since doing the series, I find watching people play more enjoyable because I'm kind of starting to think about why they do this and if this is good positioning. And I think I have a slight bit understanding more of stage presence, which before we started the series, I thought was just controlling center stage
Yeah,
rather than keeping them away from center stage. You know?
that's good. And I think it just helps to watch, like, because like when I watch like really good play, and sometimes I don't play that much, it's like I get better because like I'm consciously aware of like the good decisions they're making and like why like those are good decisions and how they're earning those spots. And I think that's really important.
Smash 4 is even more fun to watch for me now. Now that I know why everyone does every deliberate thing they do.
Yeah, in Smash 4, like the decision made, because the tech skill barrier is like really small, like the number of mistakes made by like movement errors isn't as much, so like you get a more of a feel of like why they do the things they do. So it's like it's a good learning tool, I would say.
Brawl was a good learning tool than before it died.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
All right.
that's all my thoughts I have for now.
Good stuff. Well, have a wonderful night, and thanks for being the season 2 Zero to Hero.
Yeah. When's the next season starting?
Friday.
Friday. Okay.
The guy lives in Sweden, so I can only do weekends with him because the time zone's like just killer for both.
You gotta like stay up until like 2 a.m. or something.
What we're gonna do, I think, is I'm gonna go home and rush home from work on those days, and I think 5 p.m. Pacific is like 1 a.m. for him, but like it's the weekend for him, so it's not as bad, and we're gonna just try to work from there.
Okay, sounds good. As a PR statement for anyone else who would be interested in doing season 4, I don't know if you're planning it, but I highly recommend it. I don't know if Daniel can make you a top 10 player. I mean, he'll probably try.
Yeah.
But I think that if you want to understand the game more, if you want to enjoy it more, if you want to just learn to think about your decisions, maybe not just in the game, maybe in life, I don't know, then I would highly recommend signing up. Even though spots are limited, and I don't even know when you're planning to do next season after this one Swedish guy.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I know. Alrighty, cool. Thank you so much, and it was great working with you.
Yeah. And I'll see you at the next Foundry